What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you today with your Destiny weekly update. Now, it is Thursday, and you guys know that Bungie does their weekly update every Thursday, so we have our new one out today. And there's some pretty interesting things in this weekly update. The first thing they do talk about is they do mention that they are going to be providing us with a hard release date for House of Wolves expansion sometime this month. So that's April, sometime in April. I'd imagine that would come during a weekly update, so that means it could be any time between now and the end of the month. So we're going to kind of see what comes of that, and what they're going to do with that. So exciting news! We're finally going to get something on House of Wolves. Hopefully, they're going to tell us that it's coming out in May. That's at least what I'm hoping right now. Don't want to wait any longer. I need some more content in the game, but that's some good news. Moving on to the next major bit of news. They did mention that they are going to be taking a look at some of the raid bugs and problems that have been plaguing Vault of Glass and Crota's End, and they're going to be doing that with patch 1.1.2. The first thing they're going to be doing is with Vault of Glass, they're going to be taking a look at there's the problem where the relic, you're not always able to actually damage some of the enemies with it, and they said that's an issue with some of the code. They're going to be taking a look at that and trying to get that corrected. And then with Crota's End specifically, the sword vanishing, Crota dropping off his platform, and there's some other problems that are in that raid that have been an issue for quite a while. So they're actually going to be taking a look at those, and they're going to be fixing those problems for patch 1.1.2, which will be the next major patch before the House of Wolves expansion comes out. So that's good news for any of you guys who like to run the raid quite a lot. You're going to actually finally have some of that stuff fixed for you. So that is some good news. Moving on to the next little bit of news in the weekly update. They are going to be making some changes to two of the strikes in the game. One on the PS4 and one on the Xbox and PS4 side. Both of these are the Mars strikes. The Cerberus Vey 3 with Valis Tarok, and then the Dust Palace strike with the Scion Flater boss. Now, according to Bungie's numbers, these two strikes are the least played and the least liked, and they said the hardest, but I don't know about that. They said it's taking on average people 27 minutes to beat the Valis Tarok strike on Mars, which I find that a bit baffling because I've never really had an issue with it, but I'm only one player, and I guess the majority, a lot of people are having problems with that strike and just don't like playing it. So they are going to be nerfing Valis Tarok a little bit. He's no longer going to be he's still going to be a bullet sponge. He's just not going to be as big of a bullet sponge now. They are basically going to cut his health by a third. 1/3 of his health is going to be cut down, so he will die a lot faster now. Now, the Scion Flayers and Dust Palace Strike, they are going to adjust them and take down their shields by, I think, 15% reduction is what they said to their shields, so they should be a little bit easier to take down. And that's pretty much it for game changes and updates that they're doing. The one big thing they did cover with this update is the issue of people going AFK and basically going idle during strikes and during PvP matches. And I'm sure if you guys have played enough strikes or Crucible, you've seen players like this. Basically, these are people who just get into the game and just sit there. And if it's in a strike, basically what they're hoping for is that you and the other guy are going to run ahead and basically beat the strike for them, and they can just collect the rewards. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to actually actively participate in the strike. They're just hoping that you go through and do all the work for them, and then they can get the rewards at the end of the game. Same thing kind of in Crucible. People are just, when the game first came out, there were all these rumors that people were basically rubber banding their controller or doing things like that to basically just move around so the game wouldn't kick them out and they could just stay in the Crucible over and over and over again and run up their marks and run up their reputation level. So they are actually able to look into your account, which I find is kind of scary. They can look at your account and determine, I don't know how, but they can determine if you're one of those players who goes AFK and who idles quite a bit. And they're going to be taking some steps to hopefully reduce this in the game. And what they said is they've already actually this week, they are going to be making some temporary adjustments to those players' accounts. If you are one of those people they find, they are going to temporarily prevent you from going into matchmaking. So that's matchmaking for strikes, matchmaking for the weekly heroic, matchmaking for PvP, for Crucible and all that. So if you're one of those people who likes to AFK all the time, they are going to be cutting that off. So you'll now no longer be able to do that. which I think is a good thing. But there's also some ramifications of it I can see that have negative effects, and I'm going to cover those in a video later on. But the one thing they're going to do is if you do this, they're going to basically give you a temporary sort of ban from doing any kind of matchmaking. If you keep on doing it, if it continues to be a problem, they say they will take more permanent measures. To me, more permanent measure basically means you get banned from doing anything in the game that requires matchmaking for like permanently on your account. That's what that pretty much sounds like to me, and I think it's very interesting. It's very interesting, and I'm going to go over why I have some problems with that in another video. I don't want to get into that. This is just the weekly update, video. So that's pretty much it. So some pretty major, some interesting updates. Strike changes. Things to try to prevent people from going AFK, and then some raid fixes as well. So overall, pretty decent update this week. I do have a few things I'm gonna gripe about as usual, but I'm gonna do that in a separate video. Like I said, this is just a weekly update video. So let me know, guys. Let me know what you thought about the weekly update. I will link to it down below so you can go and read it in more detail. But that's pretty much it. I'll use this space, I guess, to make a little announcement. I am going to be starting a series where it's going to be like maybe once a week. I'm going to do like a Destiny ramble, kind of ramble video where I cover some things that are, irritating me in the game, or maybe just talk about things in general in the game. And there's a lot of things that have come out this week that I wanted to talk about, which I'm going to do that, like I said, in another video. And I'm also, of course, we're going to have Xur coming up tonight, this morning, early in the morning, about 5 a.m. my time. So I'll be getting up early to bring you guys a Xur video tomorrow morning. And we'll see what Xur has. Hopefully it's another good week. Xur's had like 2 or 3 good weeks in a row. So hopefully he is going to keep that trend going. But anyways, guys, it's been TechnoViking 23 from the tower here. I'm going to be signing off, and I will see you guys again next time.